Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin spent 36 years in the Army, began as one of the original members of Delta Force, ultimately commanding special operations teams like those in Afghanistan, finally serving as Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence during the last 4 years of his military career. General, we always appreciate the time. I want to play, because it caught my attention, I want to make sure I heard it the same way perhaps you did, that soundbite from Admiral Kirby, now Mr. Kirby, about the Taliban and the August 31st deadline. Take a listen.
There has been no decision to change the deadline, and we are focused on doing everything we can inside that deadline to move as many people out as possible. And if and when there's a decision to change that, then obviously that would require additional conversations with the Taliban as well. But I don't.
Do we interpret that as the Pentagon believes they need the permission of a terrorist regime to stick around and help evacuate Americans?
Leland, I don't see how you can interpret it as anything other than that. I think it was very clear from what he said that we need their permission, and we don't have much in terms of bargaining chips. So, yeah, I think that's exactly what it meant.
Should I be as scared of that as I am?
Leland, I think this is one of the most, what shall I say, heartbreaking experiences of my life, is to see what's going on right now and to see the state of our country. You have not seen a spokesman yet for this administration that has spoken the truth. We've had half-truths, we've had double-speak, we've had outright lies. And yeah, you should be concerned because America is in deep trouble right now. And those thousands of Americans that are still in the interior there are in really big trouble. And I pray that we'll be able to get in there and get them out. And if the DOD does not have the resources right now, then ask for them. Well, get the resources you need.
Yeah, General Milley, the chairman, basically said, give us the order and we'll do it. It's a policy decision, not a capability. This tweet from President Trump caught my eye. This was back right after the United States assassinated Qasem Soleimani of the Iranians. Let this serve as a warning that if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, we have targeted 52 Iranian sites, some at a very high level and important to Iran and Iran culture, and those targets and Iran itself will be hit very fast and very hard. It seems like we could clear all this up, and you've dealt with terrorist regimes more than I have, so I'll ask it as a question. If President Biden came out and said, we will hold the Taliban regime personally responsible for the lives and safe being of American citizens and American allies that we want to get out, would that change the Taliban's behavior?
Look, I think at this point our credibility is shot. I don't think that they would take that very seriously. Now, would that have mattered if we had gone into this thing and up front made that one of the conditions here, that if you don't support us getting our people out here, or if you don't stay out of the way so we can get them out, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the military option. Of our 7 elements of national power, the military option is often and frequently the one that is most feared by our adversaries.
Well, and also most respected by our allies who count on us. I know during your time as the Undersecretary of Defense, you spent a lot of time with our allies. Our closest ally, the United Kingdom, seems to feel as though they are perhaps on their own. Take a listen to Theresa May.
Was our intelligence really so poor? Was our understanding of the Afghan government so weak? Was our knowledge of the position on the ground so inadequate? Or did we really believe this? Or did we just feel that we had to follow the United States and hope that on a wing and a prayer it would be all right on the night?
She seems more angry than anybody at the White House or the State Department.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, the sad part about it is she's right. And look, the Brits have been our, one of our strongest allies for a very, very long time. And when you see those kinds of allies beginning to turn on you, you need to recognize that the future is not that bright unless you get a leader into the White House that can turn things around and assure our allies that we'll stand with them. And thus far, we have not done that with our allies in Afghanistan.
You know, the Europeans and NATO especially was so happy when President Biden came in. They thought this was the big reset. You have to wonder if they feel the same way now. General Boykin, always good to see you, sir. And every time we have you on, our audience enjoys it as well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good to be with you.
Smarter